haven't seen
properties.
anybody search online successfully. Maybe people do, but myself, I would go to the lands office. But the green card is it's called a green card. That shows how this land was transferred from who was the original owner, how have they changed hand, and this document cannot be edited. And you don't just get this document. This document, sometimes you have to have a court order of a big reason to get it, you know. But if you're buying these big chunks of land like us, we are able to access it. But you buying a 50 by 100 plot somewhere in Joska, it's not easy to go ask the seller to give you the green card for that. Yeah, but he asked how we do it. For me, I have to go get the green card because I'm buying in big chunk, and that is how I'll avoid big scam, because I'll see who have bought it. It came back to who, and then I will see whether the person who is selling me with their ID, they match what is in the green card.
So if you are thinking of buying a piece of land and you've heard about a green card and you just had Ann Y is the CEO of Boma Diaspora, which is a union where people in diaspora come together and they're able to purchase land back home, that is in Kenya specifically. So you might be wondering, what is a green card? So a green card is a document that shows the history of land ownership. So who had the land before the person who has it now? Who had it before that person? Who had it before the person before that person? So basically it just trails down. It's a document that trails down on the ownership of that specific piece of land, and the dates in which they owned it. So for example, person A owned it between 1930 and 1980. Before that, the person who owned it, or after that, the person who owned it between 1980 and this other and 2000. Basically, it just shows the ownership of the land, which clarifies everything, so that you're sure that you're buying the piece of land from the correct person, especially nowadays where there is a lot of scamming of property ownership and of property buying, and there's a lot of people who are falling victims into these fraudulent ways. It's very important. So why is it important? It's because it helps you to verify that you're buying from the rightful owner, as I mentioned before, and also it allows you and helps you to avoid legal battles in the days to come. Who wants to, because we know, and if you've had this experience, please let us know in the comment below, or if you've had anyone go through the same, you can share their experience. But we've had stories time and again, where someone was buying a piece of land from an agent or from a property farm. But that farm, eventually it becomes a very tiresome and tedious process for them to actually end up getting the title deed of the piece of land. Why? Because they are getting the land from someone who is not the original owner. But if you have the green card, then you will be able to know who is the owner. And if the agent is not the owner, is there a written documentation that shows that this person is an agent who has been validated to do this purchase for me, or to do this sale for me, so that it really reduces all these legal battles in your future days, so that you just acquire your property and you get it rightfully. So how do you get this copy? You have to go to the Ministry of Lands in Kenya, which is located in Nairobi, but I'm sure even the subsequent Ministry of Lands in the devolved counties, you may be able to get the process running and acquire it eventually. So what do you need for you to acquire it? You need a copy of the title deed, of the original title deed, its location, and any of the previous owners whom you may know. Of course, you need your identification, national ID as well. This will help to know which land are we trying to trace and where is it, so that then in the lands office they will conduct a search of with the information that you produce, which will eventually be able to generate, okay, this person had this piece of land within this period of time, detailing the history of the land. So must you get the green card for you to purchase land in Kenya? Definitely not. But as we mentioned, it comes in handy to avoid all the disputes that come about when you are unsure on who is the owner and how you may be able to acquire your title deed eventually. So the next time you think about purchasing land, how about paying a visit to the Ministries of Land to get the green card? Yes, the green card is not just about the one which allows you to leave the country. It also allows you to rightfully know, as you do your due diligence, who is the owner of the piece of land that you want to purchase.